I would pray in sincerity and truth. And it wasn't always according to some schedule or anything. And that's just the way it was for me in my soul. And Messiah is now coming out and saying that's the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be worshiping in spirit and truth. And he sounds much like as if he was in a relationship. He wants you to approach him in the same way, and sincerity and truth. He says, I want you to understand that you have me very close to you, that you can communicate with me, feel me as well, and receive my inspirations easily. And I have to say, I testify this is true. When you are minded to do things in your walk and worship from the heart in sincerity, without no one looking, you just do it because it blesses your soul. He's watching you. He takes note of that. He said that's real worship. I'm sure many of you brethren, you know that. Verse 158, practice the silence which favors the spirit so that it will find its God. That silence is like a fountain of knowledge, and all who penetrate into it will be filled with the clearness of my wisdom. The silence is like a closed place with indestructible walls to which only the Spirit has access. Man constantly carries within his innermost the knowledge of the secret place in which he can communicate with God. You can communicate with the Father wherever you are, for the places of no consequence. It can be at the top of the mountain, or if you find yourself in the depth of a valley. So anywhere, he's saying basically there. And I'm going to scroll a bit so you can read, and see what I'm going to be getting at. Verse 164. If this humanity would know how to pray with the Spirit, they would hear my voice. They would receive my inspirations. So that's another important thing. Praying with the Spirit. Praying with the Spirit is kind of like a spontaneous action you do because it wells up in you as something you want to do. You want to commune with the Father, and he says do it naturally. Just do it, not because it's 3 o'clock, and he says to do it when you are moved to do it, when you want to do it. Learn to pray and meditate at the same time, so that knowledge and understanding arise in each one of you. Spiritualism is liberty. That is why those who now hear me and have understood the meaning of this liberating doctrine see open up before them a great valley where they shall struggle and give testimony that the time came when God, the Almighty Creator, came and established communication between himself and man. See, that's where we are right now. I'm going to stop right there. And basically, this is the biggest revelation that I have seen, witnessed in my walk. Is basically the lesson is be yourself and be sincere and walk in truth and ask and pray and meditate, and he will give you a testimony. That's been that way really all my life, and it explains why I'm in the middle of writing my ninth book. My ninth book. And it's basically me testifying. Now, I'm not saying that to be proud. I'm just saying that it was within my spirit to do it because I wanted to do it. And Messiah is saying that right there is the worship of the Father right there. That is the worship of the Father right there. Basically, it's sincerity. So, again, I pray anybody who's looking at this video, you get yourself a Third Testament. The book of the true life is what it's called, because this is, Messiah is here now. He is here. He is here in his word. He is here because the next step on the agenda, I'm scrolling so you could stop the video if you want, and if you see something that whets your appetite. The next step on the agenda is Colossians 1:27, Christ in you, the hope of glory. That's the next step on the agenda. And there's so much in this book that I pray that I can find that so I can show it to you on video. I will when I come across it again, because I want you to read him saying that. But anyway, until I make another video, peace be unto you. Shalom.